Okay, ଆମେ କଣ discuss କରୁଥିଲେ? This is your third paper in second semester. This one, labor legislation. Under labor legislation, we have so many acts. This is a law paper. We have so many acts. We have discussed the law legislation related to industrial relations, industrial dispute and trade union act. We have also discussed payment of wages act. This is something we are discussing. And you see other act, minimum wage act and payment of bonus act. Looks like they are similar, but they have little bit different. We'll study. So while discussing, better to discuss in a single flow because most of the things are common. Suppose we discuss wage, we discuss penalty. So same definition will come in other case, other law. So better to discuss all together at a same speed, same flow. So these three is minimum wage act, minimum wage act, payment of wage act, bonus act. These are related to wages and bonus. And most of the time, most of the definitions are same. So we are discussing along with that. Yesterday I was telling to give a summary. I have prepared a summary that I can give you. Under payment of wage act, what are the different key important section of that act. Then we'll go to minimum wage act. What is the purpose of minimum act? Why you'll understand then the bonus act. So all these three are related to wages. We discussed the meaning of wages, wage act, and we also discussed the wage time with fixing the wage time. What is the objective of wage act? Why this act in place? Then what are the features of wage act? The main objective is regularity and timely payment. Wage period. And also deduction. I was telling something. What are the deduction allowable to the employer? Employer can deduct all this deduction written in the left side, all this deduction in the right side, not allowable. So this thing we can read and understand. What is the deduction? Suppose you need deduction on provident fund, pension, and if any deduction on premium of LIC or tax paid to government, this kind of deduction is allowable. But any deduction, suppose as part of penalty, you have suspended from the job for a certain period, your employer is deducting the salary, that type of deduction is not allowed. So deduction is something I have given in this slide. Then what are the wages? So what included in the wages, what doesn't include? There are two slides on that. Then there are some points, whatever we discuss, some important features, highlights of that act. You can read it. So next one to slide, we have given the highlights. Suppose wage period should not exceed in more than 1 month. Wage period shall not exceed 1 month. This is one thing. So whatever you studied, so you made the highlight in the points. And what are the penalty, what are the deduction is allowable, when the employer can impose penalty on the employee. So these are the conditions given here. The next three slide 10, 11, 12. are mainly related to the Act provisions with different points. Here in the first slide, we have 1 to 9 point. Then in the second slide, 10, 11 point. Then in the third slide, 12, 13, 14, 15. These are the points. These are kind of summarization of the act. What is there in the act? Then what I was telling yesterday, to make a summary or kind of notes, what are the different section in this act. So we made this. Let's say this is one summary. This act, payment of bonus act, not payment of bonus act, payment of wages act. Wages act is extended. This means applicability, where it is applicable. This act is applicable throughout the India, whole of India. Earlier it was, when it was implemented, it excluded Jammu and Kashmir. But in one amendment in 2017, there was an amendment that it includes all the states, including Jammu and Kashmir. In the original act, this state was excluded. So this is applicable. Came in force on 8 March 1937. And the definition of government. What is government? Central government and state government. And what are the organization can refer the government? Suppose in railway, if any dispute, any conflict comes, so the central government is responsible. Air transport, mines, and oil fields. So for this kind of employment, the central government is responsible. Remaining all are state government. Agricultural, all are state government. So this is the definition of government. What type of organization will refer to what government? So employees whose wage average less than 24,000. That means any salary below 24,000 should come under this. Suppose your salary is less than that, so you have some dispute, you can refer to the act, you can go to the court based on that act. So earlier it was very less, around 15,000. So in amendment it was now made to 24,000. So this act is applicable for those people who are getting salary within 24,000 in a month. Then we have different sections. So we studied the meaning applicable whole of India. So all these are mentioned in the section 1. So if you go through the act and section 1, so you find this kind of things are mentioned. In section 2, the definition of wages. Yesterday we discussed what we can include in wage, what we cannot include in wage. So these are mentioned in section 2. Responsibility of wage payment. So whenever we are making a payment of wage, so who is the authorized person? So there is a definition in the act. In case of agricultural unit, in case of factory, in case of industry, and who is making, what type of manager is making the salary, who is responsible to make the salary payment. So this is mentioned in section 3. Fixation of wage period. Who is fixing the wage period? That is mentioned in section 4. Time period of wage. that yesterday we are discussing 1 week or 1 day or 1 month or fortnight. So what is the time period of wage period? Mode of wage payment. How you will pay? You will pay through check or cash or directly you will be giving in the bank. So how you will pay? So that is mentioned in the section 6. Section 7 is talking about the deduction. So we spoke about the deduction. What are the deduction company can give it as part of salary? What are the deduction you cannot give? Those are mentioned in section 7. And there are sub clause 3 and 4. So each section 1 there is some amendment, there is different subsection clause getting added in that section. So 3 and 4 what you are seeing is a subsection or clause within the section 7. Register records and notice, section 13. So you think about a employer, a person who are recruiting so many people, they are maintaining some register. So who are the people, what are their address, what are their name, and what kind of work they are giving, what is the salary of them. So for everything, there are different register. So what kind of register they should maintain, what are the details they should maintain. So everything is mentioned in section 13A. List of authorized permissible deduction. Penalty of offense. Section 17 and 20. So what is the penalty? So when the employer is doing some wrong thing in the salary or not giving a proper currency, suppose we mentioned mode of payment, how you will pay? You will pay the currency which are applicable in that country. You cannot pay in a currency which are not applicable. You cannot use the 1 rupee or 2 rupee notes or 2000 rupees notes which are applicable that currency. Suppose you do that, then there is some penalty clause. If you are deducting something which are not supposed to deduct from the employee's salary, then there is some penalty clause. So all these things are mentioned in the section 20. So this is a summary of section of all the section in the, all the important section in the act, in the payment of wage act. Their definition, their reduction, their penalty, and the wages definition, the payment timing, payment mode of payment. So these are the clause we have mentioned. These are the section you can remember whenever you are writing in this act, any summary in this act. So you may get long time question on this with this section. So you have to remember this. What are the different section on this act? Then another act is Minimum Wage Act, and next to that Bonus Act. These two will discuss in next 2-3 class. Today we'll start the minimum wage class, then we'll discuss few cases which may be related to all these things. Wage Act is something talking about the wage of the employee with a particular period. What are the ways? Minimum Wage Act is different in that way. So how a person will get minimal salary based on the skills or work. So we'll read that. We'll take a quick short break here. Then we'll read the Minimum Wage Act 1948. So what are the features of that act? Why this act in place? So you'll understand. And some of the definition, as I said, may be common. We'll go through that. We'll take a quick break. Now 11:22. So maybe 5 minutes maximum. We can join. Then the same link. Then we can discuss minimum wage.
Okay, sir.